Hello, I'm Samantha Smith, and I'm here to talk about professional dispositions. So I have three questions that I'm going to answer throughout this video, and the first one is, what is special education teachers' role in supporting learning, improving, planning, and practice, upholding professional expectations and ethics, and collaboratively advancing the profession? As a special education teacher, it is my job to provide students with disabilities an individualized curriculum so that they are able to be successful at school. We assess students for disabilities, provide them with proper tools and lessons to thrive in their environment, and work with them on specific areas to achieve their set goals. Special education teachers collaborate with general education teachers to come up with the best plan for each student, formulate ideas and strategies to use within the classroom to help the students learn, and keep in contact with one another to track any changes and progress that the student has made. We are also responsible for keeping in contact with other service providers, the parents, and other teachers that work with the students that we service. And then also logging all the data. So every time we talk with parents, we make sure that we log that away so we have that for record. We have paraprofessionals that work closely with us as well, so we make sure to pair them with the right students and tasks and also create their schedules that they follow for each school day. Writing IEPs is a big part of a special education teacher's job as well, along with collecting data, writing and reviewing progress reports, and any other pieces of information that pertain to the child's IEP. The next question that I have is, what dispositions that you currently possess will help you become a successful teacher? And then what dispositions do you need to work on before you enter the classroom for your first year teaching? So I actually am a second year special education teacher, but there are still so many things that I need to work on and will continue to grow from as I grow as a teacher. So right now I possess the ability to build relationships with my students that are meaningful and purposeful. I believe building a relationship with your students is the first step in being able to be an effective teacher. I'm a patient person, I'm a good listener, and I like to think that I'm understanding of others. I like to try different methods in my classroom to keep my students engaged, like new activities and games that we play as we learn. I have a strong passion for the career field that I chose, and I love walking in the door each day and dedicating my time to brightening other people's day. That's really important for a lot of the students that I work with, is just walking with that positive attitude, and it really makes a difference throughout the day for them too. Some things that I need to work on are communicating with the whole school and starting conversations. I'm always walking around grabbing students from classroom to classroom during the day to meet their minutes, but I need to get better at learning the names of other students that are in the school as well, just so I can build those relationships. Building relationships around me will help me build relationships with my students as well. I work in a small school, so I would like to build relationships with all of the staff more than I have the last 2 years, and I'm working on that. So the third question is, what effect could personal biases have on expectations that teachers have for their students? How could these biases affect the relationships with students and their families? So unfortunately, a lot of teachers form a bias before students even get into their classroom, and that prevents them from being able to learn who they truly are as a student. So we don't want to have already formed opinions about students before they have a chance to show us who they really are, because that could prevent us from building a relationship with them and their family. Biases are sometimes formed on students regarding their race, gender, previous family history. Teachers might give you opinions on the students that they had in years prior to. So if they're a first grader and you talk to that first grade teacher and they didn't have that positive of an experience with them, you might already be thinking they're coming into the second grade then with that same negative feeling, and we don't want to do that. We need to let the child have a chance to be able to build relationships with us and have their own opinion, our own opinions about them. So that's really important too. Forming these biases, whether they are intentional or not, really restrict the student from being able to thrive in certain parts of the classroom. We don't want to treat them different just because we have an opinion about them. We want to treat all of our kids the same. So keeping those biases out of our teaching is going to be the most effective. We want to be open about getting to know students and their families for who they really are, and not the biases we form against them. So those are the three questions on the professional disposition of being a special education teacher. Thank you so much for watching.